All right, guys, we're back at it. We're back with the Ducati V4. I've got the new parts for our new kill switch, so we can hopefully get that replugged, repinned, and get this bike fired up. Let's jump right into that. Let's see if we can get this thing going today. So in the last video, we tried to get this bike started, but I believe it was not starting mainly because we have a plug that's supposed to go into the kill switch here. And these right here are the wires for that kill switch. Now I did start to depin the connections on here. So you can see right here, this orange wire has our pin that is supposed to be going into our connector. Our connector got damaged, so what I'm doing is I'm stripping back all these old connectors from this old wiring harness, and I'm gonna try and get a new pin in here. And right here is our new parts for the plug and the pins for the connector. Here's our little pins in here. These little guys, I'm gonna put these on the wires, and we have our new plugs. I got 2 of them just in case I mess one up, but those are our new plugs right in there. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna see if I can salvage this wiring harness by putting these new fresh pins on our wires, get it into our new plug, and then hopefully we can plug that into our kill switch and we can hopefully fire up the bike. So let's get to it. All right, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but you can see I've got a few of the wires pinned in already. These were the bare wires. I tried putting the new pin on this one. It got a little wonky. The other 2 after I got that in, the blue and the pink one, were going in a lot smoother after I, trial and errored the first one. So I've got a few more pins right here. As you can see, I've got my picture of the old one for reference. So we got the blue and pink right next to each other, just like that right there. So I'm gonna be continuing to pin these in. Honestly, it's been about like an hour and a half that I've been doing the pin connections for these so far. So it's definitely not something that's very entertaining to watch me putting these in, but I'm gonna get the last couple pins on here, get these in, and then hopefully we can fire this thing up. Here's the last pin. Hopefully this goes in nice and smooth. There we go. All right, we got that plug in there. Now let's try and connect everything and get it running. All right, now we got our plug all connected. We can plug this into our kill switch. All right. Just like that, she's in there. We're getting somewhere, guys. Now, I'm not sure if these wires down here, I'm not sure if these wires are gonna have to get connected because these are for the throttle. I'm gonna try and start the bike with the kill switch here. If it doesn't run, then I'm gonna go back and solder these together, but let's try and get this thing started now that we got that connection all set. All right, so we got our new front stay here. We're gonna plug our gauge cluster back in right there. And this little guy before, I did a little bit more research on this little guy. This is actually our tip over sensor. So this also could have been an issue of why we weren't able to get our bike started originally. So we got this plugged in now. That's good. Let's try, turn the key. All right, let's try and get this thing started. All right, guys, we were not able to get this bike started in the last episode, but we've got that new wiring connected for our kill switch. We've got our front tip over sensor attached. We've got our gauge connected. Let's see if we have some luck this time. Still nothing. Maybe the kickstand? Okay, I was not expecting that. I literally did not expect that thing to start cranking. I'm pushing like the little clutch safety switch over here. I'm flipping this thing up and down. I'll show you guys real quick on here. I thought the kill switch was originally on. Let me pop this out of here for you. So I thought that the kill switch was, I thought like down was in the run position, but apparently like up here is the run position. I don't know. Either way, I heard a little crank. I'm super excited. Whew. Okay, we have some life in this thing. Let's see if we can get this thing cranked over and start it up. I don't remember exactly what I did. Okay, let's try this out. Woo, it runs! Oh my goodness. Oh, this is sick. All right, I'm gonna try and run it again. I'm gonna try and put the kickstand down. Maybe we can have it run up the temp a little bit. So I guess I can't have the kickstand down while it's running because we got some broken wires nonsense going on. And while this thing's running, I'm getting this big flashing red message just saying error because we got a lot of wrong things that are going on this bike. This thing runs though. This is sick. Let me crank her up again. Some of the old oil and stuff that's on the motor is burning off. This thing runs, guys. Let's get at it. Let's get this thing. All right, guys. So now that we have an actual running bike, I feel so happy to say that about this Ducati V4. I can finally go ahead and order some parts for this bike. I was holding off on ordering some major parts until I actually knew that this bike was running. We got this thing started up. Let's get to it. One of the major things that I'm gonna order for this bike, I believe I am gonna get a replacement radiator for this because I don't think it's gonna be too cost effective trying to get this radiator repaired. We've got that little ding there, but the major part is this spout. I'm not too sure what that would cost to get that fixed, but I think I found a replacement radiator for like 250 bucks. I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on that. We've got our new handlebar clip-on end in that package right there. I'm gonna try and go through, get that installed on the bike. We already installed our new front stay. This is actually an aftermarket one, not from Ducati. I wanted to get all original Ducati parts, but These parts are like impossible to come across and find. They're like on back order from Ducati like crazy. So this I think was like 200 bucks, maybe somewhere around there for the front stay. So I'm also gonna go through, clean this bike up a little bit because now we know this thing runs. We're gonna detail it. And I'm also gonna be peeling off this tank wrap that's on this bike. We're gonna go through and be doing that as well. So we got to run in Ducati, my friends. Let's get to it. Let's start cleaning this bad girl up.